Hey guys, this is the news dump for February 12th. A few interesting pieces of news out this week. The first one I wanted to talk about is Bethesda has announced for the first time ever they will be at E3 this year. Now this has been causing a lot of kind of speculation as to why they're doing it this year. And most people think that they're going to have a big announcement for one of their key franchises. And a lot of speculation is pointing more towards Fallout 4. I really don't think they would be holding a presentation at E3 to announce a new Dishonored game or a new Doom game. This is going to be something significant in my opinion. I actually think it'll be a couple different new games that they're going to be talking about in their franchises. It could be something with Dishonored and the upcoming Doom 4, I believe. But I think the key of it is going to be a Fallout 4 announcement. We already know they're working on it. There's been a few minor script leaks. The actor who plays Three Dog has said he has been doing some work on it. So we know it's going to happen. That's going to be coming around on June 16th to the 18th for E3 this year. So kind of really excited about that and looking forward because Fallout's one of my favorite franchises. And I'm really hoping that's what it's going to be. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is there's been some speculation and rumors going about FrozenCPU.com. Now, if you're a PC enthusiast, you probably know about FrozenCPU. I've been using them for quite a while. They've been around for many years now, and they are a site where you can pick up all kinds of components for building PCs, from fans to cooling. And one of the reasons why they've been popular for a long time now is that they tend to carry some very hard to find components that you just really can't find on other sites like Newegg or Amazon and sites like that. Earlier this week, a so-called ex-employee from FrozenCPU posted that the owner of FrozenCPU has a long-withstanding addiction problem, and there was an incident at their warehouse which caused basically them to shut down, and virtually all the employees were fired. He basically said that the company was from now on shut down. There was a lot of people trying to do inquiries into this. Some people actually even managed to get a hold of the business next door to FrozenCPU, and they went over and checked, and there was nobody there. There was mail in the mailbox. People tried to call because they had orders in, and they couldn't get anybody on the phone. Finally, a few websites managed to contact the actual owner of FrozenCPU, and he's claiming that the company is not going anywhere. They are still operating, but they are working on a quote-unquote skeleton crew. Now, what this means for the future of the company is hard to say. We've kind of seen things like this happen before. I'm just wanting to kind of get the word out to anybody who may be a customer of those, because they are a pretty large site within the community. So far, people are saying that the orders are still not being filled. They're not getting tracking information. So even though the owner claims that they are still operating and they still do have a skeleton crew working there, I would be very careful for ordering from them. You really don't know if you're going to get your order or not. There may be significant delays. So until things kind of really pan out and you figure out what's going on with them, I would really kind of look for another site to order your PC components from, at least in the short term. And the last big thing I wanted to talk about today, SOE, now known as Daybreak Studios, has had massive layoffs. Now, unfortunately, they was recently bought out by a investment firm called Columbus Nova. And if you're an American, you've kind of seen this all too many times in this country, where these investment firms will buy out these companies, gut them looking to make a profit in the short term, and often leave them kind of cannibalized and bankrupt, unfortunately. Now, I'm hoping that's not going to happen with Daybreak. Columbus Nova claims to be an investment firm that looks for the long term. Now, whether that's going to be the case with Daybreak or not, of course, these layoffs are going to be very harsh for them. Some reports are saying 40 to 50% of their staff has been laid off, both in the San Diego and Austin offices. That includes the EverQuest Landmark game manager himself. One of the things that a lot of these investment firms do when they buy these software companies is they tend to lay off a lot of the well-paid and long-term programmers, and then they'll bring in kind of freelancers who really work for a lot less money. But the problem with that is a lot of these freelancers that they bring in, they're not attached to the games that they're working on. They're just doing a job. And unfortunately, a lot of times that brings down the quality of the game because there's no commitment or passion behind it from people who really enjoy working on that game. So it's going to be hard to see how this affects the games in the long term. I'm hoping that the company as a whole manages to survive and continues to make some pretty solid games. You know, they got the whole EverQuest 2 coming, I believe. I was never an EverQuest player, but they have Landmark out, PlanetSide, and of course H1Z1, which I am interested in and have been playing. So, like I said, long term, we're just going to have to wait and see how this really affects the company. But short term, doesn't sound real good. That's the news dump for February 12th, and you've just been dumped on.